Hello! Haven't you ever wished for a library of fire behavior that's associated with weather and fuel loading and moisture? Me too! So that's what I would love your help with. If you're going to be on active wildfires or prescribed fires this year, here's what I would love for you to do. You're going to need a phone, and you're going to need to know roughly where you're at. Hopefully you know those things. You're going to start with a picture of your fuel bed. You're going to take a picture above like this, and then you're going to take a picture from the side like this. That's going to help us develop the amount of fuel loading that's roughly in that area. Now you're going to take a video of your fire behavior. This video should be about 30 seconds to 2 minutes long. Try and hold it as still as you can. You don't have to be on a tripod or anything, just don't move it around too much. So you're going to take your video. Now this video could be of any type of fire behavior. If it is of head fire, that would be awesome. One of the applications for this information would be to use it to calibrate our understanding of fuel models. And since fuel models were selected based on head fire behavior would be awesome. But back and flank would be great too. So you'll take that nice steady video. If you are not anywhere near your fire, if it's a larger fire, then taking the video of that fire behavior is still very useful. You may not have a great picture of the fuel bed, but if you could take something representative of what that fire is burning in, that would be great as well. So again, taking that nice steady picture of the fire behavior, even for those distant fires. Once you've collected your sample, then you can record where you're at. Either a lat long would be fine. If you don't have the latitude, longitude, and you have the name of your fire, then we could figure out which RAWS station is best to use. So we could get the weather information for that fire behavior based on RAWS station. Or if you have someone that's taken weather, or if you have a Kestrel or a Sling psychrometer, you could take it yourself to associate it with that fire behavior. That would be just great. For fuel moisture, it's kind of the same story. We'll get that fuel moisture from a local RAWS station. If by the off chance someone has taken fuel moistures recently in your area, then that would be great to have more accurate local fuel moistures for that spot. Or if you have a protimeter and you can do some samples there, that would be great also. This information will then all be collected together. If enough people are taking these observations, we'll begin to develop a really healthy library of all this fire behavior, weather, fuel loading, fuel moisture information, and use it for all kinds of different applications. So if you could go and sample for me, that would be wonderful. Now, I'll show you what you need to do to get that information that you've sampled to me.
Your observations can be submitted on sparkedresources.weebly.com. Again, that's sparkedresources.weebly.com. And then you go to Submit Fire Observations. If you're accessing this page from a mobile device, there may be a little button up in the upper left corner where you can click on Submit Fire Observations. And here's the information about the project and the video, and here is your link for your fire behavior observation form. And this is a Google Doc. It will likely access a Google account that you have logged in on your device if you have one. You can put your information in here. Make sure, of course, to put the date and the time. That way I can get the associated weather and fuel moisture observations for that same time that you collected those pictures and videos. And as far as lat long goes, if you don't have that, a nearby city or some other way that you can describe where you're at, even an elevation, something that might be useful for helping me locate the best RAWS station to use. The video file especially could take a while to upload, especially if you're on a slow connection, so you might want to wait for that until you have a faster connection there. Recommended nearest RAWS, you might want to ask this question of your either your FOBs if you're on a larger incident, or someone on the incident command team may know which is the appropriate RAWS station to use for the location where you were at. The best RAWS station might not be the nearest RAWS station. There may be other RAWS stations that are more representative of your site based on probably elevation, so it might be good to get a couple of options there. Observed weather conditions. When you're answering this question, you can simply just put in a time, let's say 1800. You can say temperature is 88, RH is 50, something like that. So just use whatever method you'd like to show me what the weather was. Temp, RH, and winds would probably be the 3 things that I would be most interested in. And then observe fuel moisture conditions, same kind of setup here where you'll just do your best 1 hour fuel moistures. Let's say they're at a 7, 10, at a 9. So if you do know your fuel moistures, put those in there. And then here's a space for any other information that you might have about that observation. And then you'll have a button down here that says to submit that. Once submitted, I'll be able to see your observations in a spreadsheet like this, and there'll be a link that I'll have to your videos and pictures. So thanks so much for taking the time to do some samples for me. I really appreciate it, and there'll be some pretty amazing stuff that's going to come up from this work, so you can consider yourself contributing to the history of fire education. I am going to try and think of some kind of prize that I'll give to people that are helping me out with this. I haven't had any great ideas yet, but stay tuned on that, so there's some kind of a carrot ahead of you for why you should be taking a little bit of time to do these observations. And have fun and be safe.